Hi, Jamie with you again. I hope you're very well indeed. Well, I wanted to talk about my digital audio workstation. And for those of you who've seen a few of my videos, you may have noticed what's on my screen behind me. No, it's not Pro Tools, not Logic. It's Steinberg Nuendo. And believe it or not, it's not the latest version of Nuendo. It's not Nuendo 9 or 8. It's Nuendo 1.6. Bit of a strange one, but I thought I'd talk about how I've got this Steinberg Nuendo system. It's a Windows XP computer. And why I'm still using it. Why am I not using a 64-bit computer? It's a 32-bit processor. Very well built computer. But why am I not using the new stuff? Well, the answer to the question is I am doing some processing and some audio with a MacBook Pro and enjoying that at the moment and experimenting and doing some mastering and different things in the 64-bit world. But the reason for using Nuendo is very good, and that is this is my tape machine. No, I'm not thinking of it as a computer or a DAW, a digital audio workstation. I'm thinking of this as a tape machine. And when I purchased this unit and built this computer and went to some people that knew about audio and really made the decision, at the time it was RME Hammerfall card, the Digi 96 cards, which are PCI cards in a custom-built, very high-powered Windows XP system, which I had built about 20 years ago, and it's still serving me incredibly well. Well, why did I go down that path? Why was I using Nuendo at the time and not Pro Tools? Why didn't I enter that world? I can recall 20 years ago the Pro Tools 888 audio converters being the thing, and people were quite excited about, but I did hear a number of producers using those, and I thought that the sound of them were kind of a little bit crunchy. I could almost like hear some bits or some harshness in their conversion. Previously, I was recording digital audio on Fostex machines. I don't know if you recall any of the early Fostex D16s and 24-track hard drive recorders. Also very crunchy, I guess, low-cost conversion. So I went for something that I thought was great at the time, and that is the RME Hammerfall Digi 96 light pipe or ADAT light pipe connectors to RME Signature Series AD converters, which I think are incredibly smooth and still sound very smooth today. Of course, I'm a big fan. You might have seen an earlier video of me talking about Apogee converters. I also have some Apogee converters which will do light pipe, and they have the soft analog sounding soft limit effect on them. But yeah, look, I mean, the Nuendo for me, also, I was very inspired, speaking of Apogee, by Bob Clearmountain. I love his mixes, I love his work, admire what he does, and had a look at his mix this studio and noticed that he had a Nuendo system, and this was, as I said, 20 years ago, I think almost to the day. But this thing is still serving me well. It will record 24-bit files, 2448 quite well, loads and loads of tracks. I'm running VST1 plugins on it, and look, there's some fantastic stuff which I think really is really usable today. One, I've been using a plugin called Vox & Go Tube Amp, which is a great saturation plugin. Also the PSP Vintage Warmer, but there's loads and loads more. Of course, all of the Waves plugins work fantastic in VST1. So for me, this has been a winner. And the real concept of putting this system together was about creating a multi-track tape machine. And by this I mean that the theory behind great recording and what I'd learned earlier in my recording career is that getting a great record sound or source that you're recording is the important thing to do. Now, you can pick up these RME PCI cards at a very low price around the traps on eBay, etc. Fantastic, really reliable. They do clock up to 192K, although if you really go down that path and think bigger numbers is better in digital audio recording, you might find that you could be wrong. 2448 is more than enough, and there's not a whole lot of problems that come into digital audio recording if you go a higher bit rate with not the right converters. But a fantastic system, and it's been reliable. And so for me, audio source is the key. I was thinking about this as a audio multi-track recorder. So why am I thinking about that only? The point being is I wanted to track, just like the old days, I wanted to have a reliable, almost like tape machine. I thought in that way because great audio production is all about the source. And that means if you're going to record a guitar amplifier or a voice or a piano or an acoustic guitar, the source has to be right. And obviously the microphone in the right mic position to pick up that audio source. So the player has to be right. If it's guitar strings that need to be fresh and in tune, put them on. Mic placement is critical. The room sound is critical. Using your ear, putting that to a source to find the sweet spot. For example, you may not want to do it on a very loud guitar amplifier, but putting one finger in the ear and listening to the sound coming from an acoustic guitar or piano is a great way to find the sweet spot of where to point a microphone. And really, that's what it's all about. It's about finding a great record sound, and that was my focus. I wanted a great audio workstation where I could simply record multi-track instruments. And I also invested some of my money and effort in finding some really great mic preamplifiers and EQs, and that was the focus. So in a way, recording can be quite simple, and it becomes then about the performance, the musician, the song, the arrangement, the parts that go onto that multi-track recorder. So it's not always about having the newest system. In fact, my case to this was that this started as a Windows XP Service Pack 1 machine. I think I upgraded to Service Pack 2, but I really did not want to touch it. I didn't connect it to the internet. I didn't add other software to it. I didn't bog it down. It was treated not as a computer for multiple tasks. It's been treated for 20 years as a multi-track recorder. So I think that's a great way to think about your digital audio workstation. It's there to do a job. It's one tool. And for me, RME has been fantastic. The Signature Series AD converter I have has been reliable. The Digi96 Hammerfall, or that can be called the Hammerfall card, incredibly reliable. They're still making them now. I think they virtually haven't changed their product in 20 years, which is a testament to RME and how good their chipsets are, how great the cards are, and the reliability. I mean, I'm recording this voice onto Nuendo right now for this video, and look, I'm tracking with it, I'm mixing with it, and getting great results now. All with VST1 plugins and with great editing capabilities. So I'm a big fan of Nuendo. I really didn't ever focus so much on upgrades. Upgrades meant maybe more cost, slowing down my CPU, and meant spending money on other things stopping me from spending money on other things. So, for example, buying another beautiful instrument, which is, again, thinking about the record source. So investing money in getting the band sound or the instrumentation sound right, great microphones, great audio converters. I did invest in additional Apogee converters, which are great for the light pipe connectors with the RME card. But that's it. I mean, for me, Nuendo's been great. I'm not saying that I dislike Pro Tools. I know Pro Tools has wonderful configurations and wonderful ways of now using, and 64-bit processing, and the plugins available now are insanely good. I know all about that. Certainly, I will be in the future moving probably to a Pro Tools system. I'm warming to the idea after 20 years. Don't say I'm an old prick. But it's been reliable, and a real testament to RME. Great sound quality, really reliable. Bob Clearmountain, if you're listening, I think you were on something back then. A great tape machine for me, a great digital tape machine. See, I'm still calling it a tape machine. So there you go. That's my word on RME Hammerfall and Nuendo. This is my DAW or my audio tape machine. So think about your DAW as your tape machine, and think about recording the source. Good audio parts to make great productions. That's where it all starts. So if you haven't done before, please subscribe. I'd love to build a community with you here. Ask questions. Tap the little bell icon thing so you know when I've got another video coming up, etc., etc. Have a great evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for everyone who's joined me so far with some great questions, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining me on Talking Sonics. Bye now.